A few days ago, WikiLeaks brought us a new series of leaks, this time on the United States Central Intelligence Agency. Codenamed Vault7, it is the largest ever publication of confidential documents on the agency. The first full part of the series, Year Zero, comprises of 8,761 documents and files from an isolated high-security network. It gives a huge insight to the hacking power of the CIA, which includes zero-day weaponized exploits against a wide range of US and European company products, including Apple iPhone, Google Android, Microsoft Windows, and even Samsung TVs, which are turned into covert microphones. Sadly, I can't even be shocked by this release. After all the Snowden revelations about the NSA, I have to wonder why the United States is so intent on destroying its technology companies. Why would people want to buy into software and hardware from a country so obsessed with carrying out mass surveillance against its citizens and against all people around the world? The CIA release is not just surveillance, it also covers weaponized zero-day exploits with the potential to kill. Such is the scale of the CIA's undertaking that by 2016 its hackers had utilised more code than used to run Facebook. The CIA had created, in effect, its own NSA, with even less accountability and without publicly answering the question as to whether such a massive budgetary spend on duplicating the capabilities of a rival agency could be justified. In a statement to WikiLeaks, the source details policy questions that they say urgently need to be debated in public, including whether the CIA's hacking capabilities exceed its mandated powers, and the problem of public oversight of the agency. The source wishes to initiate a public debate about the security, creation, use, proliferation, and democratic control of cyberweapons. CIA malware and hacking tools are built by EDG, Engineering Development Group, a software development group within the Centre for Cyber Intelligence. EDG is responsible for the development, testing, and operational support of all backdoors, exploits, malicious payloads, trojans, viruses, and any other kind of malware used by the CIA in its covert operations. The attack against Samsung smart TVs was developed in cooperation with the United Kingdom's MI5. After infection, the target TV is placed in a fake-off mode, so that the owner falsely believes the TV is off, when it is actually on and listening to conversations in the room and sending them over the internet to a covert CIA server. As of 2014, the CIA was also looking at infecting vehicle control systems used by modern cars and trucks. The purpose of such is not specified, but it would permit the CIA to engage in nearly undetectable assassinations. There is a conspiracy theory that the vehicle infection attack could have been used to kill investigative journalist Michael Hastings. Mr. Hastings died in a single-vehicle automobile crash in his Mercedes C250 coupe at approximately 4:25 a.m. in the Hancock Park neighbourhood of Los Angeles. A witness to the crash said that the car seemed to be travelling at maximum speed and was creating sparks and flames before it fishtailed and crashed into a palm tree. Witnesses described the car's engine being ejected 50 to 60 yards from the scene. Yes, sounds highly suspicious, and could well have been caused by a cyber attack against the vehicle. Despite the iPhone's minority share, 14.5% of the global smartphone market, in 2016 a specialised unit in the CIA's Mobile Development Branch produces malware to infest, control and exfiltrate data from iPhones and other Apple products running iOS, such as iPads. CIA's arsenal includes numerous local and remote zero-days developed by the CIA or obtained from GCHQ, NSA, FBI or purchased from cyber arms contractors. The disproportionate focus on iOS may be explained by the popularity of the iPhone among social, political, diplomatic and business elites. A similar attack targets Google's Android, which is used to run the majority of the world's smartphones, about 85%. Year zero shows that as of 2016, the CIA had 24 weaponized Android 0 days, which it has developed itself and obtained from the GCHQ, NSA, and cyber arms contractors. These techniques permit the CIA to bypass the encryption of WhatsApp, Signal, Telegram, Weibo, Confide, and Cloakman by hacking the smartphones that they run on and collecting audio and message traffic before encryption is applied. The CIA also runs a very substantial effort to infect and control Microsoft Windows users with its malware. This includes multiple local and remote weaponized 0 days, air-gap jumping viruses such as Hammerdrill, which infects software distributed on CDs, DVDs, media such as USBs, systems to hide data in images, or in covert disk areas. In the wake of Edward Snowden's leaks about the NSA, the US technology industry secured a commitment from the Obama administration that the executive would disclose on an ongoing basis, rather than hoard, serious vulnerabilities, exploits, bugs, or 0 days to Apple, Google, Microsoft, and other US-based manufacturers. Serious vulnerabilities not disclosed to manufacturers places huge swathes of the population and critical infrastructure at risk to foreign intelligence or cybercriminals, who independently discover or hear rumours of the vulnerability. If the CIA can discover such vulnerabilities, so can others. Good point, just because the CIA is carrying out substantial work on discovering 0 days, there is no reason not to believe that other countries are not doing the same thing. Year zero documents show that the CIA breached the Obama administration's commitments. Many of the vulnerabilities used in the CIA's cyber arsenal are pervasive, and some may have already been found by rival agencies or criminals. In addition to its operations in Langley, Virginia, the CIA also uses the US consulate in Frankfurt as a covert base for its hackers covering Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. In the wake of this huge revelation from the CIA, it's now up to the tech companies to respond and patch their software. Apple has been quick to point out the vulnerabilities mentioned in the documents have already been addressed. Microsoft and Samsung have said they are looking into things, and now the Linux Foundation has spoken out. The Linux Foundation says that while it's not surprising that Linux would find itself a target, the open source project has a very fast release cycle, meaning that kernel updates are released every few days to address any issues which are found. The rapid release cycle means that vulnerabilities can be fixed faster than in other software. Linux is an incredibly active open source project. Thousands of professional developers and volunteers, including many of the most talented in the world, are constantly contributing improvements and fixes to the project. This allows the kernel team to release updates every few days, one of the fastest release cycles in the industry. Just as with Apple's responses, the Linux Foundation does not make any references to specific vulnerabilities that have been fixed. The development tradecraft's do's and don'ts is interesting, as it shows just how much effort the CIA goes to hiding the true origin of an attack. I have always had the mindset of whatever country of origin you see in an IP address or malware sample, that is not the country attacking you. Some examples here. Do not leave dates or times such as compile timestamps, build times, or access times that correlate to general US core working hours. Do not use US-centric timestamp formats. Do not perform operations that will cause the target computer to become unresponsive to the user. And do not have dirty words in the binary. It is not all bad stuff though. Here is a guide on how to install Ubuntu on Mac hardware. And some tips and tricks for Git. I think that all this information from WikiLeaks has done is just confirm what some of us already suspected. The Orwellian world of 1984 is most certainly a reality. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all later.